Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Bumby, and I have a story for you about the Mythology GIRL experience. This is a story that starts off with me being in first year university, where I was a lost soul, unknowing of what the heck I was doing there, and I was just so badly adjusted to this environment. So it's second semester where this takes place, where I've already kind of made friends, like a pretty good friend group in first semester, and we all decided to take a course together, and it ended up being mythology. We thought of this course being a good one because, mythology is a pretty fun course when you think about it. I mean, just learning about the gods and the myths is pretty fun. And we thought that, it's a class that has a bunch of people. We could screw around and not be called out on it or whatever. So it would just be a class where we would have fun. So we joined this class. It's looking pretty cool. The professor is actually British, which is quite interesting. It was really pleasant to hear her lectures for a time until this course started diverting away from the cool myths and histories of the gods to more of interpretation of Greek art, of myths. And this was very uninteresting to me. I didn't know how my friends thought about it, but I didn't want to drop out of the course because this is like the one class I have with these friends. So I was like, whatever, I'll stick with it or whatever. And I'm in this course and I didn't really like going to lectures, but I had to be there for my friends. But I probably would have skipped a bunch more if the Mythology GIRL never showed up. And this is obviously where I saw the Mythology GIRL in mythology class. Who would have thought? And the Mythology GIRL is a girl that strikes me in a funny way. I don't know what it is about her. I just notice her every single time she comes into class. I'm pretty sure there's like over 400 students in this class, and for some reason I would always notice her. And it's because we had all these coincidences. Like, for instance, I would always see her on the bus because we take the bus all the way to the same station, which is the last stop of that bus, and I would always see her on the bus sitting in front of me, sitting beside me. It was weird. It felt really fateful encounter-ish, I got that vibe. Especially because even during tests and stuff, like, I would either, like, there would be weird circumstances, right? I'd be, like, last to the class for a test, and there'd be, like, 2 seats open. I take one, and for some reason, she's the very last one, and she would take the seat beside me, or just whatever. Like, every time there was an empty seat beside me, she would end up taking it for some reason, and I thought it was something. I thought maybe she did it on purpose. I don't know. Maybe someone was trying to tell me something here, but obviously, I didn't want to come to any conclusions so suddenly. So I tried thinking of doing something each time these coincidences happened, because why not, right? But knowing me in my first year, I was totally a scaredy cat. I wouldn't do anything out of my comfort zone. And the thing is about this girl is she's always with this friend, and we'll get to that later. But okay, let's just say she was never alone, which made it way harder to talk to her, along with my crippling fear of the opposite sex at the time. Okay, I wasn't scared of the opposite sex. I was more just, she's pretty. And, you kind of get scared when you think someone is cute and attractive. You don't want to mess up anything in front of them. So, whatever. Months pass by. As pathetic as it sounds, yes, months do pass by. And I'm just so frustrated. Every single time I'm at a lecture, every time I see her in the halls, I'm just like, do something. Jerome, you gotta do something. By the way, my name is Jerome. And, it was so hard sometimes. Like, I would be so close to doing something, but then I wouldn't. And that's probably the main problem for all males of our generation. Well, my generation, not ours. But knowing this, that I'm a scaredy cat, I wouldn't do anything. It's been months. The final rolls up. I'm fast forwarding like hell. I don't want to get into that in-between stuff because it's all exposition. So the final comes, and I haven't actually seen her for a while, like after the midterm, and I didn't know why. I never thought of any scenario why that would be. I mean, I clearly wanted to skip classes too, so I ended up skipping a few after I didn't see her there. So I wouldn't know if she ever went to the classes that I didn't go to, so whatever. I just decided, you know what? finals the day I'll do it. After the final, I'll say something because at least the stress of this exam will be gone. Whatever, I could talk to her about the final too, and right, there's so many good things that could come out of just doing something on the last day, which is absolutely the last day I would be able to do anything at all. So final rolls up and that's done and over with. I'm at the bus stop and she and her friend come by and I was like, okay, I gotta do something. I don't care if her friend is here. I gotta do something. It's the last day, whatever. No regrets. You can do this. And we get on the bus and then we go to that station and I'm just sitting there thinking of, okay, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about the final. That's like the best thing to talk about right now. And we get off the bus and I go up to her and her friend and I'm like, hey, you're in my mythology course, right? Like, this is I actually had these long pauses when I was talking because, I was awkward. And I'm probably going to make it sound way less awkward from the way I'm explaining it, but just imagine it being 10 times worse from what's actually being said right now. So I go up to her, I'm saying, hey, you're in my mythology course, right? And then it is uncovered that she actually dropped mythology after the midterm. And I was like, what? I cannot talk about the final. I came to that realization super fast. I was like, I can't talk about the final. She didn't even do it. So I was like, oh, so how come you left during the time of like the mythology exam finishing then? I that's weird. And then she was like, oh, I was just waiting for my friend. She still takes it. And I was like, oh gosh. Yeah, of course it's all about the friend. Whatever. And I try to come up with some weird ass small talk. I don't know. It was really, really, really bad. I don't want to get into it. My brain probably dejected those thoughts out of my mind for good already because of how cringy it was. I mean, if you were to film that moment of when I went up to these girls, the footage of that would probably kill a guy. I'm pretty sure it would kill me if I ever saw that happen again, because I almost died when I was doing it, so of embarrassment. So we get into some super, super crappy small talk, and yeah, whatever. I was just like, hey, would you ever want to go out sometime with me? And she obviously, well, not obviously, at the time, I didn't know that this was ever a scenario. I completely blocked this scenario out of my mind. And she says she has a boyfriend. And I was like, wait, of course she does. Why didn't I think of this? I didn't even think of this scenario. I should have thought about that way more clearly, that, oh, maybe she has a boyfriend in the beginning. I could have asked her in the beginning. I probably would have had the confidence, maybe. I don't know, but that totally wasn't in my mind. And obviously that wasn't the case. I asked her, I was like, whoa, okay. In my mind, I was like, save yourself. Now, all I could think of was like, oh, well, I just, I thought it'd be cool to be your friend or something, like in the most awkward way possible, which makes it very obvious that I was trying to save myself. So obviously she responds with, oh, okay, yeah. That's totally what you were going for. She didn't say that, but that's probably what she was thinking. And I was just like, my name is Jerome. What's yours? And she says, it's Tracy. And the way she said that was kind of weird, right? That's exactly how she said it. And I was like, cool. Well, see ya. I gotta go hang myself. Because it was so awkward. So I went home and I was like, oh my god. I heard them giggling as I was walking away. It was so bad. Whatever. I go home and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna add her on Facebook, keep her on my radar. Maybe something good will happen eventually. And I search her up, and the only Tracy that's associated with my school is the one result that I find. And I search up her name and I click on the picture and I keep looking through the pictures and I see an ongoing trend. It's a picture of her friend that I always saw her with. And I was like, hold on, let me think. She didn't have the courtesy to give me her own damn name? Wait, what? The courage, the bravery that I had to squander up is, I don't know if that's the right way to use the word, but I had to, pile up in my heart and soul to ask her out and to be rejected and then to receive a name that wasn't hers. How could you? And you know what? It's possible. I'll say it's possible that her name was also Tracy, but it was kind of fishy that I didn't find two Tracys that are from my school, and the fact that it's kind of weird when you're best friends with someone with the exact same name as you sometimes. I mean, if you really found someone that you really liked as a person and they also had the same name as you, yo, you should be with that person all the time. I would be with a Jerome my whole life if he was a cool Jerome, dude. I would be with him for life, dude. She shouldn't even have a boyfriend. That girl, that Tracy girl, that should be her friend. The two Tracys, the possibilities are endless. So, I mean, it would have been okay if her name was Tracy, but still, I highly doubt that. And that was just like the worst feeling to know that I've been lied to or possibly lied to, because I highly doubt that they had the same name. I don't know. And I was heartbroken, but I got over it eventually. So that's the end of that. Leave a like if you liked it. And well, see ya.